Okay, this is an update on clear glass. Now, I've been napping clear glass off camera for a few days. I stopped yesterday. I cut myself on my thumb pretty badly, so I gave it a break. But I've come up with a verdict on clear glass, and personally, I cannot seem to find a clear glass that is worth anything as far as being good for napping. It will all nap, and this is what I napped the other day on video. It came out okay with Abo tools, and some of these are Abo and some are not. I can't remember now which one's which. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's not easier with one or the other. Although it is slightly more difficult to do the notching, obviously, with Abo tools. Now, I tried plate glass as well, window plate glass, and it's very thin. And I think Ishii used plate glass for these arrowheads, these grizzly bear hiding place arrowheads. But there's a lot of the surface, original surface remaining when you're starting with something that thin. And on the diagrams that I've seen, he's got very little of the original surface remaining. So it must be a thicker glass. And I found a thicker glass, a mirror glass, but that seems a little bit too thick. There is another mirror glass that I found at the hardware store, but I didn't want to buy a big piece of plate glass, so I'll wait and see if I can find a broken mirror. But plate glass is easier to nap than bottle bottom glass or thick tempered glass like they make shelves out of, or bathroom tile. That's tempered glass. And the bottoms of the jars that I've been napping, they've been pickle jars, feel like tempered glass. And I made a couple preforms of the. I've got several of those pickle jars, and I made this preform the other day. And I tried doing a Clovis, or kind of experimenting to see if I could do a thinning flake from the base on this type of glass, and it did travel okay, but I don't have any confidence that it'll travel very far. And that is on the good side. On the bad side, it didn't travel at all. So uh, there is a Clovis artifact in the archaeological record made of quartz crystal. So to replicate that, I would need a better quality glass and not this tempered glass from these pickle jars. Now, I also broke open a clear glass bottle of this margarita mix, right? And this feels like tempered glass as well. I napped some of it. It doesn't seem any different than the pickle jars. So it's not that good. I got another jar that I had in my stash of jars, and this one is a little sauerkraut jar, which has a thinner bottom. This may be good for napping and not so brittle like tempered glass. Tempered glass, what happens is it'll snap into little cubes or squarish type pieces in many cases, and it won't generate these long slivers. So what happens when you try to nap delicate barbs and ears, it's so easy to snap them off. All right, now I'll put this one aside. And these are most of this stuff, except for, let me see which one here. I think one of these is a pad failure. I just pushed against the pad too hard. The other one is just a napping failure where it just snapped off. I think this one is the pad failure, and this one snapped off when I was napping it. Yeah. This one, obviously, I think I snapped that while napping as well. So with these, I put my best effort into doing these, and this one as well. And there's a big difference between this type of glass and the best quality stone that I have. I put my best effort into making this one. So you can see there's quite a bit of difference and having a quality material to knap versus a subpar material like this tempered clear glass. Okay. Now some of you have suggested that, you know, darker bottle glass is better. I think it may be. With these results, I think you may be right. So I might do one more with clear glass, one more video with clear glass, but I'm going to change over to something else. And my verdict on clear glass is that it stinks. Pretty much. Okay. So there you go. I'm going to look for a better thickness on the plate glass, because I think it may be the solution. And I think back in the day when Ishii was knapping, the plate glass was different than it is today. I don't have any antique bottles, and I don't have any interest in breaking up an antique bottle to check it out. So I'm going to look for just plate glass of a thicker variety to experiment with. So I think that's it. I am going to do one more video with this clear glass and then move on. Okay.